Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, today we're going to create a card with the Clear Stamp of the Month Club kit from Spellbinders. This is called Sending Floral Wishes, and it is so pretty. I thought we'd make a mini Slimline card with this today. This is a monthly stamp subscription, and if you guys are new and want to know more about that, I'll list it down below in the description area. But we're going to bring in the Misty and a panel that measures 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm stamping the image, and it's going to overhang my panel a little bit, but I just think it is so pretty. The sentiment, there's beautiful sentiments in this stamp set, but I chose the one that says, "Wishing you an amazing day." Now, while we have the Misty out and that large floral, I thought we would stamp our envelope. Now, I created an envelope with the large die of the month club kit in a previous video. This is a top folding envelope, and I thought we'd put it to good use for our card today. Decorating envelopes is not something I do very often, but I think I need to start doing it, especially when there's beautiful floral stamps, because it's so pretty and so easy to coordinate. Again, this envelope I created during my video with the large die of the month club kit, and I'll list it at the end here if you want to check out how I made it. But I'm just putting it in the corner of my envelope here. We're stamping it, and I think I need to press down a little bit more, and I just think that's the perfect way. I did leave enough room to address my envelope, but on the flap actually is the perfect size for one of the images in our stamp this month. For the return address, I thought we would go ahead and stamp that on the flap. I'll put this envelope inside with the flap open, hold it down with my magnet, and grab my return address stamp here. This doesn't have to be a return address, but I think it's meant to coordinate. And I just think it's the perfect size for a top opening mini Slimline envelope. I'm going to ink this up with my Memento ink. Now I'm keeping, today you can color in these images easily with any color medium that you want. They're big enough and they're beautiful, and but I wanted to go kind of abstract today. So once I have my return address stamped, I thought we would bring in another stamp set to do coloring. This is called Different Strokes. Let me grab it for you. Now, I don't know if Spellbinders still has this in their shop. If they do, I'll list it below. But it is a stamp set from Fun Stamper's Journey, and it has a lot of swishy marks. If you don't have one of these stamps, I encourage you to try and find one, because it's so easy to color in images. On days that you just don't feel like coloring, having a stamp set just makes it super easy. And if you want to mass produce, it makes it super easy too. These are like little ink blotches. I'm taking one and inking it up with my rosebud ink. We're going to stamp our biggest flower with this. I stamped it once right in the middle, and then there is little dots that kind of trail out of it. Looks like an ink splatter basically. I'm going to take another, actually I'm using the same one, and no, actually it's a different one. It's there's two that are similar, but it's one slightly smaller. I'm stamping the end flowers with a sweet plum ink. It's purple ink, and then I'll take the smallest of the little splatters, and we're going to add some green to our leaf areas, and then also some areas outside of our floral, just kind of filling it in with some extra green splatters. This looks really abstract, and I think it looks very organic, and I just love the way this turned out. Sometimes it's fun to do, just adding a little bit of color to a floral like this is super easy. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to my envelope using the pink ink and then the purple ink on the end flowers, and then I'll take that smallest little splatter and add it to just some areas outside of the image and also on the green area. But it's so easy to stamp and fill in. and love the way it turns out. Okay, so far we have our envelope done and then our panel done. I'm also going to bring in a very pretty scalloped panel that came, the die itself actually came from the large die of the month club kit. I thought we would add a little bit of interest by taking some diagonal stripe black and white paper. I cut down a 1/4 inch strip and we're going to put it on the left side of our panel. Bring in some black and white, and just adding something like this just makes it look even nicer, I think. Okay, this is our scallop panel I was talking about earlier. This is the largest scalloped in the die set. I love the large die of the month club set, and I also like that everything kind of coordinates together with the Spellbinders clubs. We're going to go ahead and take this panel, pop it up with foam adhesive, and then place it on our die cut panel that has the scalloped edge. Just going to add a little daintiness to our card. And then once we have this panel done, let's remove the release paper and add this first. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll add this. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my card base. My card base for my mini Slimlines measure 3 1/4 inches wide by 6 1/4 inches tall. We'll adhere our panel directly in the center. And then basically our card is done. We're going to add a few bells and whistles. I thought since we added that stripe pattern paper in the large die of the month club kit, there was the flap. I'm going to die cut out that flap that we used to create our envelope with the diagonal stripe paper. I thought we would line our envelope with this paper just so it coordinates, and it's easy to do. I'm just going to line it up edge to edge. It works out perfectly, and the paper's on the thinner side, so it's still going to fold over. Now, when you die cut this out, it doesn't, my little buddy wants to join in the fun here, but it doesn't go all the way down past your decorative edge there. So I just trimmed down another piece and tried to line up those diagonal stripes as best as I could, so it looks like a continuous line. So when you open up the flap, you just have that nice detail, and I think that's nice. Even for a gift card set, I think it would be really nice. I'm going to go ahead and add some tape to my closure. This way it's good to go. All I have to do is remove the release paper and I can send it off. And then as I was closing the flap, I thought, you know what, I have a small splatter for the flowers on the front of our return address. So let's take that rosebud ink, stamp it over our floral, and it's going outside of the floral line, which is it actually looks really nice. And I'll take the green and just take that same stamp and add a little green splatter too. Just tie in all those colors on the front and the back of our envelope. Okay, now all we have to do is add some bells and whistles, and I'm just going to bring in some of the silver gems. These are the Color Essential gems, and this is the color Silver Mix. We'll add a few around our floral image, and then that finishes off my project today, guys, using the Clear Stamp of the Month Club kit from Spellbinders. I just think this is the neatest thing. I think the florals in here are gorgeous. Oh, I do bring in my white gel pen. I like to dot the center of the flowers. Just when I have a large open white area, dotting the center of the flowers with white just kind of makes it look softer, and there are areas where you could fill in too, but I'm not worried about directly filling in those little areas. Just add little dots and I think it works out fabulous, especially with those splatters. But thanks for joining me. Have a lovely day. I will see you again real soon, guys. Bye bye.